Hey guys, welcome back to part number 9 of this SU-33. 9 parts, I'm not even done yet. It's so much work left to do on this. So we're going to get going with the camo, put the colors down, the 3 colors. Which should take quite some time, I think. For editing, this video won't be super long. I'll show you how to do one part of it, and then I'll just skip off camera and show you the finished result. So we're going to use the Galaxy Models mask set for this design, for this Red 80, which they brought out in conjunction with this Minibase aircraft. So a lot of fun with this one, so let's go ahead and get started.
Hey, welcome back. I think we're at part 9 already. Oof. So last time around we did the grey, the first colour, and we obviously pre-shaded and put the grey down. Now we're going to do the fun part, which is masking the camo. I've studied this for a while, and it is very complicated, this mask set. I think had I known, I'd probably gone aero masks and got a lot better one, because normally the aero mask kind of masks are vinyl, and you just spray the darkest colour first, you just put the big blob of vinyl over it and spray around and do it that way, whereas this you got like 110 pieces of kabuki tape to make up the mask, which looks a nightmare. So this is the Galaxy one. As always, as I mentioned, this kit, nothing's ever easy. Yeah, just another headache, I guess. But yeah, look at that beautiful bit of art right there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start and break this down by component, so we're not going to go crazy. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Just going to try and figure this out. So although I sprayed the grey already, I think we need to start with darker colour. The instructions aren't the greatest. They are written kind of like Chinese English, so it doesn't quite make sense there. But I think I got it. So let's start with the tail first and kind of go from there. Just one component, we'll spray it 3 colours and then see how we work out with the mask set. So to complicate things further, they've got all these in the wrong spots. So I looked in these, I'm referencing my instruction book right here. So we're going to do this tail right here, which maybe I'll put behind so you can see it in the back. So you'd think you'd have the left and right of the tail like next to each other, but as you can see, they're diagonally. I mean, so this is one side. So this side's going to be super easy. Well, not super easy, but it's going to have this pattern right here, and then this is going to be on that side, the upper right here. So those two is for this tail right here, which is the left tail, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah, I've looked at this and studied it, and there's no real easy way of doing it. So what I'm going to do is, I think the easiest way to show you guys. So maybe showing you instructions here. So this side is painted grey already in that area. So I'm just add that bit of mask on there, but I'm going to spray the dark blue around it. And then once we've done that, we'll mask the dark blue, and then we'll come back with light blue on this side. The way the mask goes, it runs over the dark blue, so you have to, you know, the width of it and stuff, so you have to spray the dark blue first, pretty much. On this side, I'm just going to, without masking anything, I'm just going to spray a dark blue down, like a band down here, and once it's dry, then we'll mask off the dark blue. We're going to then paint the light blue, then mask that off, and then come back and do grey again. Make sense? Yeah. Not, I guess it kind of, in my mind it kind of does. I mean, it's hard to explain, but I mean, we'll get going. So this kabuki stuff, I mean, we're not going to talk for every single masking on this thing, otherwise we'll be here like all week, this video. So I'm looking here, and this shape first, number 48. So I'm looking at my sheet here, all these numbers, and then kind of seeing, okay, peel off the tape, and I just need to kind of line it up, I guess, on the tail. So what is it? You can't even see any power lines on the instructions either. It's not very good quality, so we have to kind of guess this a little bit. This is a tricky one. I don't know where it really goes, to be honest with you. There's no power lines to help with this, which makes it really tricky. I mean, normally you got power lines and stuff to help you, and like I say on the instructions, I can't see that. So I guess somewhere right round. Oh. Okay, I'm thinking there. For my grey, then the dark blue's gonna go around it, and then it's just so hard to line this thing up. I don't see. So it's not. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So put out there, we'll spray the blue, dark blue around this, which are going to be my colors, just to remind you guys. Dark blue, we're using the 283 dark gray blue, and BLU 284, both Hataka lacquer paints are the colors we can use. So the dark blue, that's a good shade. So I'm just going to spray around this guy, about, I don't know, about a centimeter around it. And on the other side, I'm just going to do like that band across the middle right here. Like that. And I'll be right back. So let's see how we go. Alrighty, so sprayed a dark blue, let it dry a couple hours, and came back in with the masking, this color off now. I think my strategy with this is I'm going to just do like a part each evening, just do like one part, so my mind's not going to be blown, and then come back next day and do another part, and just gradually do it through time, I think, because it's quite complex trying to figure, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, like I mentioned. So one thing I did do is I did move this guy further up, because I actually, if I looked on the instructions on here, it actually gives the pound lines, gives you a better idea where they all go. So rather than using this thing here with the mask, it's way better just to like line it up using this on the kit call out, I think. So yep, sprayed the blue. Now some confusing me here too is like, look, you have 41 and 42. But they're both the same circle, and you have 48, but there's only 2 circles, so I'm not sure what's gone on there. So 41's just a narrower kind of semicircle kind of thing. I'm confused. And then up here too, you have 58 and 57. Well, I have 58. Why did I put 57 behind it? Because that's all going to be the same color. So yeah, that's what I'm just going to figure this out. So what I'm going to do now is just usual tape, just come back and backfill it. So take some of the tacky off so don't rip the paint away. I'm just going to backfill this so we keep it all dark blue. So yeah, a little complex, this guy. Like I said, I think just taking your time and doing little parts is the way to go with this. Definitely for me, sure. Make sure I mask all this off, not leaving the gaps. There we go, so that side's done. Like I mentioned earlier, we have to do the grey again. No, on this side we have to do the grey again. So again, just going to fill it in with, we can get through tons of tape on this guy. I know we can probably recycle all this stuff too, which makes it a little bit better. But anyway, just going through here, like that. And actually use some skinnier tape on this part. Just kind of filling it in. Okay, I think I missed a little bit up here. Boo, 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 boo. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray this bit light blue, this corner bit light blue, we'll have to mask it and come out with the grey again, and then all this is going to be light blue on this side. So again, the light blue is going to be the UN blue, the C284. So all this side, that side's finished, top and the corner, and I'll be right back. Alright, moment of truth. So I masked this little corner up here where we did the light blue and sprayed the grey back over this again. Yeah, let's see how it looks. And now we're going to take all this masking off and see what we got going on underneath. So I'm going to be a little bit careful with this because I do want to keep... Oh, wrong side. I do want to keep some of this stuff so I can use it for other parts, because otherwise I'm going to use like 100 feet of masking tape on this. So... Okay, so far so good. Yep, looking good. I guess if I was frugal, I could put all this masking back on the sheet and resell it or something. Use it again, but not quite that bad. But okay, so far so good. Get this guy off. Yeah, I'm not taking any paint away. It's good. And all right, figure out what I did at the top here with the white. Boom, there we go. quite happy with that, to be honest with you. Look pretty good. A lot of work, as you know, masking all this up and painting and stuff, but it does look kind of cool. So I think this is the left side, right? So it's going to go on, I don't know, something like this, I guess. Which does concern me now, because I might going to be able to attach this on here. Oh, there you go, it goes on top like that. There we go. I think I'm good, yeah. So there we go. Quite happy with that, to be honest with you. The mask wasn't too bad. A lot of work. So as I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and spend a few nights on this and not rush it, because, you know, do a lot part at a time, so you figure out which color goes where, because it's quite complex. So I'm going to take my time for the next few days or a couple of weeks to kind of work through this. I'm not going to show you every single piece of mask tape I add on this, because otherwise I could like another 38 parts of this video just masking. I think you get an idea how it all works and the colors we're using and that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and like I say, work offline and get the rest of this done, working in sections. And with power of editing, I'll come back in a few seconds and you'll see it completely finished, hopefully, fingers crossed. Alright, I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, just coming back to kind of check back in and show you guys where I'm at. So painted a few things, painted the both of the tails, looking really good. One wing and one horizontal stabilizer, and actually really kind of digging how it looks. The blues are beautiful on this, the curves and stuff. But it's not easy, like I said, it's actually a lot of fun, because I do love kind of like figuring this out and then just at the end taking off the tape and seeing the pattern underneath. It's pretty kind of awesome, but really do need to do, like I mentioned, like one bit at a time, and just because I feel like if I masked all this off and sprayed them all blue and stuff, I'll just forget where to spray and what to do, and it'll make a mess. So I know it's a lot more work having to keep cleaning out the airbrush all the time and keep masking and doing different parts, but it definitely is working for me. Also, these instructions, normally with masks, you do one color, then another color, then another one. So like color A, you mask, you do color B, that kind of thing. Here it's like every section is different. So with this, we painted it gray first, then did dark blue, then light blue. On this wing, looking at the way the masking is, you have to paint light blue first. There's nothing to tell you that, it's just you have to look at the masks on the sheet and figure out, you know, what shape you've got and then where they go. So for example, I got a big blob of light blue goes on here, so I mean that has to be supposedly painted first. So just a little confusing, just again, just really breaking each section down and looking at the shapes and figuring out, you know, how to do it each one at a time is the way to go, I guess. But yeah, nevertheless, yeah, the white masking came off really good there. We cut around it, remember, and just really kind of digging how it looks. Much better than the plain grey jet for sure. So just a quick update, kind of show you where I'm at. I got still plenty left to do. I am putting this guy off. I'm a little nervous about how I'm going to do this, whether I'm going to do the whole thing and paint it or bits of it in time. I don't know, but cool. All right, so let me shut the camera off, carry on working offline, and I'll come back and kind of show you guys where I'm up to. Alright, so all the ancillary parts here are done. One thing I didn't mention is my little sanding sponge here. What I've done is I just run over it and just takes away all the high spots and blends it all in. So all the parts I did this to, and also makes it a little duller too, which kind of like takes a shine off it, which looks more realistic, I guess. So we've got all the parts here, ready to go. Now, we look at this guy, trying to figure it all out, and then I read the instructions again, and it says paint the whole aircraft in light blue. Now, these parts, you know, was that wing did, but certain parts you couldn't do that. But when I looked and thought about it and then figured it out, I think it actually probably is correct, the instructions, believe it or not. So, painted the whole thing from grey to dark blue. So I just masked off the grey at the bottom, and painted the light blue all over, as you can see here. Looking pretty cool. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit more, but then I'm going to start masking off, and I'm not sure how it goes. I think we're doing dark blue next, so I'm going to mask it off, paint the dark blue, mask that off, and then finally do the grey on top, which seems a little backwards. But also the back here, the engine's still going to be metallic, so paint the whole thing first, get all the camo done, and then we'll mask it off, and we'll come back later part and do the metallic parts and the other like detail parts and stuff too. But yeah, there she is in light blue, looking pretty good. And then again, all the parts laid out there as well. So, all right, looking good, making good progress. So I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit longer, then I'm gonna start masking and painting the main fuselage right here. Done, and it was actually really enjoyable. The top half, I didn't really use the mask set, to be honest with you. I just used my own tape and masked it for most cases. The top was just too crazy, with different colors overlapping and stuff. It's just overlapping, it's just way too complicated trying to figure out the colors, so I just used a couple of them, but mostly just kind of did it myself. So masked it off. You see it's looking really cool. And then what I did was when I married up the wings and certain parts, I just maybe like to mask up and just say joined or camo lines joined. So just mask a couple of pieces up and just respray a couple of bits here and there and the canards, that kind of stuff. Should go that way around, I think. But again, just to make sure, you know, the colors match up to the fuselage, that kind of thing, which they do. So yeah, looking really cool. So did that, painted this guy and the nose white. You can't even see nose. Oop, there you go. I don't ever use bright white. If you're a beginner to modeling, again, don't use white or black like stark colors. Always do it slight notch off the shade. So I have an XF2 white, which I call it off-white because I had a few drops of buff in this and it's ready to go. It's almost like a slight cream to it. So it just knocks it off that color, so it's not a bright spark white. Same with black. You use like NATO black or rubber black, that kind of thing. So just a slight knock it off a shade. And I think some parts are still a bit wet, so I kind of be careful while I hold it. But there you go, it's looking really good. The grey underneath and then the camo on top. And the other side. Again, I'm just going to be a little careful when I'm holding this. Looking awesome. And then, you know, the wings like that. And obviously they're going to be folded up in the up position. And yeah, now it's got paint on it. It's looking really good. And remember, I'm glad I added this. Remember I added this on for painting and it just pulls right off. So the green's underneath. And then, again, it was a lot easier just to kind of put this in place and paint the camo going over it. But this will probably be in the up position as well, something like that, I guess. But yeah, really cool. A lot of work. I think like 3 days work on and off to get this done, different colors and stuff. But in the end, like I said, the top, I just manually masked it, and I think that's the way to go. But yeah, obviously not fully done yet. This is good for today's episode, but future we obviously need to mask off the back here and do all the metallics and the metals back here on the where the engines are. This square block is pretty much gonna be metallic color. But yeah, there you go. Again, there's the SU-33. So really enjoying the blues. Nice change. I'm used to doing like ghost grays and gray aircraft. So get actually a jet with some color on it actually makes a nice little change. And again, I'm really kind of digging the pattern and the scheme on this. So yeah, so that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap it up. A lot of work gone into this episode. I'll be back next week. I'm not sure exactly what. Well, not next week. Next time. Whenever I get a chance to do it, I'll put another episode up, usually 2 or 3 weeks probably. I'm not sure exactly what next part will be. I'll probably continue painting and get the back part done maybe. Or, I don't know, we'll have to see look for instructions and see where we're at and go from there. But thanks for watching as always. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing and all that kind of stuff. It really helps my channel out. Appreciate all the kind comments as always, and I'll see you next time. So have a great one. Goodbye.